welcome back to my channel. My name is Delilah if you're new here, and I welcome you to a new video. This video is very important to me. I have a pet chinchilla, and I have discovered that chinchillas are very hard to cater to, very hard to learn about. There's very many misconceptions, so I decided to put together a do's, don'ts, and a facts video, which will be split up into 3 different videos for my upcoming chinchilla owners as well as for my lovely chin parents out there already, just for little things to know. And also, if you're curious about chinchillas, because they're very interesting animals, a lot of people don't know what they are even. I just thought this video would be very informative, and I just wanted to thank in advance all the groups, the chinchilla groups on Facebook that have helped me, all websites, all the authors of websites through those groups and other websites, as well as just people that have questioned, that have chinchillas. I'm very thankful for you guys. This video wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with the do's. The first do is a sand bath is necessary for your chinchilla a few times a week, at least 2. Now that varies between different chinchillas. Different chinchillas have different furs and all kinds of, you know, factors like that. So just make sure that you don't give too much of a sand bath, because it may dry out their fur easily, but also not too little, because that's how they clean themselves. Maintain a stable environment between 50 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take. Now that is very super important. I just had this issue actually yesterday where the temperature was way too high and my chinchilla started overheating. It was just terrible. I freaked out. Basically, how you can tell is if their ears turn red and veiny, and if they start having trouble breathing, if they start drooling, if they start passing out. Those kind of signs are very important to look out for, because it can be very harmful to your chinchilla. It can be fatal if the temperature is way too high. So maintain a cool environment in your room, or keep them in a separate room with a cooler environment. Let's say if you want to heat up your room, that's very important. Aspen bedding is the best type of bedding out there. So also kin-dried, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm not sure. Pine and fleece, those are all great types of bedding. The one bedding you want to stay away from, and something similar to that, is paper bedding like Carefresh. Your chin may ingest the bedding and it can expand in their digestive system and it can harm their organs, so please do not get that. I got it and I realized he was eating and I was like, wow, isn't that bad for them? Yeah, it is. The bedding does expand, so stay away from Carefresh. Ferret Nations and Critter Nation cages are the best. You want to stick to a cage that's taller rather than wider. They jump really high. They like ledges and all those things. Don't get a high cage if you don't have ledges, because they have nowhere to jump on. So just get little ledges, little ladders, and all those kind of things. Those are really great. Like I said, Ferret and Critter Nation cages are the best cages out there. They're tall. You can find really affordable ones. And stay away, make sure they don't have any plastic in them. Stay away from that. Those kind of cages give lots of room for them to play in, so it's a great big win for everybody. The plastic is very harmful for chinchillas. They can ingest it. Chinchillas like to bite on everything, so when you're biting on that plastic, it has many harmful things in the plastic that can affect the chinchilla's health. Please just make sure there's no plastic anywhere. Even if you think, oh, they don't bite on it, they might. When you're sleeping, they might be biting on it and you're just not noticing. If you have any plastic, wrap it up. Also, have a lot of wooden toys for them to play with. They have to trim their teeth. Their teeth are constantly growing, so those wooden toys are very important. I can insert some pictures with different toys that you can buy. There's harmful toys, but there's also good toys. There's harmful wood, there's good wood. You have to also pay attention to all of that, but wooden toys are very important for chinchillas. Give them some space when you first become an owner of a chin. Now, chinchillas, they're not friendly at first. They may seem really scared of you. They may seem really like isolated. Give them time, give them a few days, a week. Give them some time to kind of learn a new environment, get used to you. Maybe sleep on a little, like a fleece cover, and put it in there. Only specific fleece allowed, just saying. You could sleep on it, sleep on a little like chin toy or something like that, and put it in there so they could get used to your scent. You can do that. There's also things like you can put some sand in your hand and stick it in the cage and have them kind of like get used to you. They want to know that you're not going to eat them and you're not going to harm them. So you do have to give them a few days to get accustomed to you, and they're not going to be friendly right away at all. It can take months and years for you to actually, you know, get to a level where your chin is actually very comfortable with you. Also, give them some treats, you know, let them know that you like them, you love them, that you want to be friends. And also pet them. Don't be afraid to pet them. Don't touch them right away, but when you do get accustomed to them and when they get accustomed to you, don't be afraid of petting them. My Chin personally does not bite. He does not spray pee, doesn't do any of that. He's very cute. He bites on my like well, he nibbles on like the ends of my fingers. He loves to eat my nails for some reason, but it doesn't hurt at all. Give them proper treats. Don't give them this treat. I actually first got this and I fed him it constantly. It's not good for them. The first ingredient is sugar. No sugar, no sugar. So please stay away from this. I have just discovered that it's not good for my chinchilla, and I was shocked. I actually have a whole new bag that I bought right after because I'm like, oh, it's going by so fast. Stay away from that. Also, you can use treats like old-fashioned rolled oats. You can buy them literally anywhere. I have a box. Don't give them too much because they get a little gassy. Or some plain Cheerios, unfrosted, that can work too. Very minimal with treats. Don't give them too many. As long as it doesn't have sugar and it's good for them, go ahead. Also, I have heard that you do not want to give a chinchilla less than, I believe, 6 months treats. I'm not sure why. Probably because they're not very grown. They don't have a great digestive system. So stay away from little chins and eating treats. Have Timothy hay available at all times. Now, I see people say that you should limit it, that it's a waste of Timothy hay. I personally put as much as I can. He's always eating them. My Chin, he works in a way where if it falls on the bottom, on the bedding, on the floor of the cage, he's not gonna eat it. That's it. It's too dirty for him. He's not gonna touch it. Have that available at all times for their fiber. Their digestive system requires fiber, so have that. Also, don't use alfalfa. They get that alfalfa from the food that they eat, the pellets, so that's enough for them to be good with that. Don't get them that kind of hay. Get them the Timothy hay. Is good for them. So get a filter for your tap water. That's very important. Tap water has lots of bacteria that chins should not be ingesting. So if you have a Brita filter, or if you already have a filter on your tap water, give them the water. Make sure it's cool to warm temperature. Don't give them hot or super cold water, obviously. And just make sure you know that it's clean enough for them to ingest, because tap water is not good. Do monthly checks for feet, ears, hair rings, and mouth, all those kind of things. Check their fur. A fracture can cause a problem in their eating habits. Let's say you have some kind of wiring in the cage where you don't wrap it and their foot gets stuck in it. Do check their feet. Feet are very important to them. They jump off of them. If their toe, let's say, is broken, or if their front paw, finger, or whatever you can call that is broken, they will not be able to eat. They will not be able to live their lifestyle that they should be. So do pay attention to that. Hair rings are very important for male chin owners, because on their penis they have sometimes hair rings, which is like a ring of hair literally suffocating it. What you have to do is pull it out all the way. It should be about 1.5 inches long, not any less than that, and make sure that it's good. You might want to have somebody else holding him, so do check it. They usually are good with taking care of themselves, but you do want to make sure that there's no hair rings that they can't take care of themselves. They need lots of attention when they get attached. So let's say you give them a week, you give them a month later, weeks later, they want your attention. They do need attention. You can't just leave them kind of over there and just kind of treat them like a cat, for example, which don't really need that much attention. They need lots of care and love, and they can feel isolated, especially if they're alone by themselves. They can't feel isolated. They can't feel like abandoned and stuff like that. They can't get depressed and all those kind of things. So you do not want to let your chin feel like, you know, he's alone. So play with him just like he's your pet, you know, he's like your child, a fur baby. So my chin, what he does sometimes is in the middle of the night, he'll squeak and he'll wake me up. And then he won't be quiet until I give him some treats. I sit with him, I talk to him a little. Let's say I wake up, I say something, pet him a little, and lay back down. He's gonna start squeaking again. That's not good enough for him. He needs my full-on attention. So a lot of the times, like last night, he woke me up. I had to stay up for like 10-15 minutes, and it was just a mess. But I'd do anything for my baby. Wrap any wiring or plastic in the cage with fleece. Please do that. Any wiring can cause, like I said earlier, a fracture. Their toes can get stuck. It can be very harmful for him. I've heard a lot of horror stories about it. Also plastic, like I said earlier, if you do have any plastic, you can wrap it up with fleece and make sure there's nothing sticking out so that they can't eat it. What you can do when you attach the fleece is, I use binder clips. I basically clip it on either sides, or I clip it kind of like under it, like I wrap it and I clip it under it. Other people kind of make a pillow cover almost, and they thread it together so that it kind of comes on. That's too much work for me to do, but you can do that. That's always an option. Put in a piece of granite stone to ensure the chin is cool, especially in the summer. I have one. I actually got my chin in the summertime, the end of the summer. It was very useful. Yesterday when my chin was overheating, I just got his granite stone, put it in the freezer for like 10 minutes. It was cold to the touch. He was perfectly happy with that. That was perfect. Please keep 1 or 2 in the cage just in case to keep them cool whenever they do feel hot. Do proper research before getting a chin. Most vets treat chins like any other animals, like rabbits, other rodents. They're not the same at all. All animals are different, but chins are especially unique. I really stress this. Please go see an exotic vet. Find an exotic vet for your animal. Find them in advance before you actually need them, because it could be a hassle actually finding one. So do research, find an exotic vet that specializes in animals like that, and not any kind of vet that specializes in dogs or cats, because they will not be able to help you and they will most likely harm your chin and also give you wrong advice. An extra dude that I would like to add to this video is please have a first aid kit handy. Things go wrong with chinchillas all the time. They break their legs, they have just seizures randomly. It's not all chinchillas, but I have heard of it before. I will list a link down below where you can purchase one. I have not bought one yet, but I am planning to buy it from this seller. And also I have bought treats, like a sampler pack before, and she's really great. She's really awesome, great service, so I do suggest that. But if you don't want to buy it from there, you could always create one. And last but not least, when having playtime, make sure if your chinchilla is a jumper that you have high enough walls. Let's say you're isolating it and you have like a playpen, the walls are high enough. This is not really, you know, super necessary. You could put them in a room with no wires and stuff like that, chin proof the room. But if you don't have a specific space like me where you can't block out a certain amount of space for your chinchilla, then always get a playpen. If you want to, make sure it's high enough. If your chinchilla jumps, he can jump over it and you'll just lose him. Basically, it's going to be a hassle finding your chinchilla again. So if it's not tall enough, also block it with a sheet, attach the sheet to the top. Or I just actually ordered myself a little pet critter pet kind of cage, not a cage, it's like a playpen also, but it has a top and everything. I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully it works for me, but I just put him usually in a bathroom because it's the least harmful place in a whole apartment with no wires and stuff like that. That's all I have for you guys for this do's video. Please stay tuned and watch my next video, which will be a don'ts video. I will link it down below when I do post it. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please I really encourage you to really listen to me and do your research in advance before or during having a chinchilla, because it will really help you and it will save you so much stress and so much time and so many deaths, fatal deaths that I have been seeing personally. It just scares me. I just can't even deal with it. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe. Tell me anything if I said anything wrong. I don't believe I did. I've had numerous people check my information, but if there's anything that you don't agree with, please comment and we can kind of, you know, figure out the right answer. And I will do a post video if there's any wrong information. I don't want to give any of that to you guys. Enjoy your day. Later.
I think I'm fat as hell, I got his shoes out of line. Saying tomorrow I beat the dishes, never come. Easy bake, easy wake, come on. Just give as much as you take, forgive as much as you hate, or get the fuck out.